Good evening everybody and welcome back to episode 204 of Enter Crypto, where twice a day I keep you informed and fully up to date on all things crypto. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then like, subscribe and click on the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any future updates as I put out a new video every 12 hours. So today we're going to be talking about the Guardian's coverage of Binance. This involves the CFTC, which is the Commodities Futures Trading and Trading Commission for in the US, which is basically a regulatory body for all commodity trading. And they've kind of hinted that they think that Bitcoin is a commodity, and in any regard they have decided they're going to file a lawsuit against CZ and Binance. So this is really bad news for Binance, because unlike the SEC are kind of can only bring civil cases, and although they do work with law enforcement, the CFTC very often work with law enforcement and they don't sue very often. The SEC are really kind of trigger happy when it comes to taking people to court and trying to get people to settle. They make a lot of money doing this, and so they actually do it regularly. The CFTC strike very rarely, but when they do, they come down very hard. And in this instance, the evidence is damning. So as always, guys, we'll read through the article quickly and then we'll comment after. US regulator sues crypto exchange Binance and boss CZ. Complaint alleges firm grew the US business despite stated intent to block US customers from platform. Binance and its CEO CZ are being sued in the US by commodity market regulators in a complaint that claims the defendants committed willful evasion of US law. The move is the most significant US enforcement action yet against the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. The CFTC said it had filed a civil enforcement action in a federal court in Chicago, charging CZ and three entities that operate the Binance platform with numerous violations of the Commodity Exchange Act and CFTC regulations. The complaint also charges Binance's former chief compliance officer, Samuel Lim, with helping Binance commit the violations. The complaint alleges that Binance has grown its US business despite publicly stating its intent to block US customers from accessing the platform. Allegations in the complaint include a claim that even after announcing US restrictions, Binance told its most valuable US customers how to avoid its compliance controls. Defendants have disregarded applicable federal laws while fostering Binance's US customer base because it has been profitable for them to do so. The CFTC complaint stated, the CFTC said it was seeking punishments including fines and permanent trading bans. Now, even though they say that they're only seeking fines and permanent trading bans, if a law has been broken or if there's any kind of criminal wrongdoing here, they will be in touch. The CFTC run very close with the FBI and the serious fraud investigators over there, so it would not surprise me if there's other things going on in the background here as well. Usually they bring out something like this, it gets a lot of attention, and then we start getting law enforcement involved and they work in the background, and then we'll just hear that somebody's been charged. We don't know what they're doing right now, but usually they're in the background working. Gretchen Lowe, the CFTC's chief counsel, said Binance had put profits ahead of complying with the law. The complaint alleges that Binance has broken the law by offering commodity derivatives transactions, which effectively place a bet on the price of a cryptocurrency rather than buying it directly to US customers since July 2019, despite not being registered with the CFTC. Lowe said that defendants' alleged willful evasion of US law is at the core of the Commission's complaint against Binance. The defendants' own emails and chats reflect that Binance's compliance efforts have been a sham, and Binance deliberately chose over and over to place profits over following the law. Howard Fisher, a partner at New York law firm Moses & Singer, said the CFTC action showed US regulators are taking concerted action against cryptocurrency exchanges after the US financial watchdog, the SEC, said it was considering potential enforcement action against Coinbase. In conjunction with the SEC's expected enforcement action against Coinbase, it looks like US regulators are taking steps to shutter or at least significantly restrict the US activities of the major remaining crypto exchanges, he said. The CFTC complaint claims Binance had offered and carried out derivative transactions to US customers since 2019, despite saying that that year that it would stop serving people in the US on its main platform. The CTFT claims, I think that's supposed to be CFTC, claims Binance did not require customers to prove their identity before trading on the platform and failed to implement basic procedures to prevent terrorist financing and money laundering. It added that Binance told employees to communicate with US customers about evading controls through a messaging app that was set to automatically delete messages. It said that CZ in particular had used the Signal app set to auto-delete for communications purposes. So this is really bad, and the CFTC can actually take you to court like this, and then you can settle with them, so it might not get to court. But as I said, if there's been any criminal wrongdoing, and they keep mentioning that laws have been broken and things like that, so I would not be surprised at all if law enforcement are involved here. And obviously, if you've committed a crime and law enforcement are involved, there will be no way to settle. The only way to settle when criminal proceedings start is to plead guilty. That's about your only option. So I don't know what's going to happen here, but it's very bad. And Binance, if you are familiar with trading, Binance have been doing a lot of shady things over the last few years. They really do. Sometimes it's difficult to, especially the smaller coins, to withdraw them. And you think, well, why would something like Monero is half the time you can't withdraw it. You can buy it anytime you want. You can always buy, which is unusual, but you can never withdraw it, or you can only I would say 50% of the time it's you're unable to withdraw it. And you think, well, why would it be difficult to withdraw? Surely you have it. And now I'm very familiar with the Monero network, so I know that there's no outages on a particular day. I'll know that there's no outages, but yet Binance will say that you can't withdraw because of a network outage or something like that, or because of network congestion, and that's just not true. It's just not true, because I'll be using Monero in other ways. I'll be transferring it from one wallet to another wallet, or just to check that that there isn't any congestion. It's nonsense. So there's something going on there, and it's just other things. They've been accused in the past of front running and insider trading, which although it's difficult to prove as an individual user like myself, it just looks really suspicious. You'll see order books that just don't seem to match sometimes. There's just too much of a discrepancy between them, and you think, well, what is going on there? That's just not. It doesn't look like a normal sort of free market. Especially with Ethereum. Ethereum's another one that, and as I said, Monero, but Monero is very easy to hide transactions, so it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. And on the bigger picture, if you just zoom out, it does seem like there is kind of a war, and I made a video a couple of days ago about this, but there's kind of a war on crypto at the minute. Seems to be that now it's the CFTC, it's the SEC, we've had Coinbase with the SEC, the SEC are also trying to take Binance to court, but that's been going on a while, and now we've got the CFTC now looking, putting the magnifying glass on CZ and Binance. And I'm not saying that, I think they have done something wrong here. There's certainly a lot of shady things that need answering, a lot of questions need answering with this, but there is a general sort of war on crypto coming from the US. You've got President Biden and the Democrats, and also the UK government saying that crypto is super risky, and the banks in the UK especially are limiting customers, what they can buy, and there just seems to be a lot of restrictions, a lot of limitations, a lot of FUD out there, a lot of doubt being spread by governments and regulators, because in my opinion there is just I'll put my tinfoil hat on here, but I think there is just a real war on crypto. They really are worried about it, and you can see that not by what they say but by what they do. So it's really interesting time to be in crypto, guys. That's all I've got for you today. Remember, everybody, to please subscribe to the channel, join my team, and I'll keep you updated on all things crypto every 12 hours. Don't forget to smash the like button if you feel you got value from this video, and I'll see you all in 12 hours time.